What's going on YouTube? This is TJ, and welcome to 3-Point Buzzer Beaters, a YouTube channel focusing on NBA content. Our first video is going to be talking about the most underrated player at every position. Yes, there's positions, even though Brad Stevens says there's only 3. Most underrated player at every position in the NBA during the 2017-2018 NBA season. Let's get right into it. First up, we have Darren Collison, the Indiana Pacers. Darren Collison is known as a journeyman throughout his NBA career, spending time with several other teams before the Pacers. Coming to the Pacers after the Paul George trade to send him to the Thunder, expectations were low for both Collison and the Pacers. However, they both shocked the league, the Pacers winning 48 games and Darren Collison putting forth an absurdly efficient stat line for the year. Being a good sidekick in the backcourt to Victor Oladipo, who blossomed into the new star of the Indiana Pacers. Put up 12, 3, and 5 stat line, 49.5% from the field, 46.8% from 3, first in the NBA, by the way, and 88% from the free throw line, altogether putting together a 61 true shooting percentage. If you don't know what true shooting percentage is, extremely, extremely efficient if you hit it over 55%, and he hit over 60, which is rare. Only a couple people, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, do that kind of stuff. So, not a flashy player, 12, 3, and 5, but you want him on your team. He's a hard worker, great teammate, known well in the locker room, put forth a great year, and that's Darren Collison. Next up for our shooting guard position, we have Joe Harris, the 6'6" sharpshooter out of the University of Virginia. Drafted with the 33rd pick by the Cleveland Cavaliers in the 2014 NBA draft, he played sparse minutes throughout his first 2 seasons and was eventually waived by the team. Shortly picked up by the Brooklyn Nets thereafter, Joe Harris, under the amazing developmental staff of Kenny Atkinson, blossomed into the perfect complementary role player that the Cavs could actually use right now. Averaging 11 points, 3 rebounds, 1.5 assists, with 48% from the field, 42% from 3. Extremely good shooter, knows exactly where to pick his spots. He's also a really good straight line driver to the basket, the 2 most efficient spots from the field. Joe Harris has an upcoming free agency. He's reiterated that he wants to stay with the Brooklyn Nets, but a contender could definitely use him, for he's underrated and would not have too high of a price tag. Joe Harris, shooting guard. For our small forward position, we have personally one of my favorite players, Slow-Mo Joe Ingles. The Australian spent his 4 full professional seasons with the Utah Jazz in the NBA. This past offseason, with the departure of Gordon Hayward to the Celtics, he signed a 4-year, $52 million extension to stay with the team. Many thought that he was overpaid in this cap-starved climate we have in the NBA right now. However, he proved all the critics wrong, submitting a fantastic year, 11.5 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists per game. As a small forward, very versatile, great playmaker. Shooting 44% from 3 on 5.7 attempts per game, you know you're going to get extremely efficient, not athletic, but he knows how to get it done. He's a really good defender despite his lack of athleticism. He's got great basketball IQ, knows where to be, knows the spots on the floor, knows his teammates very well, great chemistry, awesome teammate. He has a great sense of humor based on all the interviews you see from him. All of his teammates love him. He's a great supplementary piece for Gobert and Donovan Mitchell for the upcoming years with the Utah Jazz. For the 4th spot, I had to make a tough call between Anthony Tolliver of the Detroit Pistons and Farouq Aminu of the Portland Trail Blazers. Ultimately, I went with Aminu, the 6'9", 220 forward out of Wake Forest. The 8th overall pick in the 2010 draft. He came into the league as a long, lanky defender, and that was it. However, after stints with the Pelicans, the Clippers, and the Mavericks, he found a home the past 3 years in Portland. Beforehand, he shot about 27% from the three-point line throughout those 3 teams, the Clippers, the Pelicans, and the Mavericks. However, he shot 36%, 33%, and 37% the past 3 years, so a much more consistent three-point shot. Now defenses respect him, and that overall has helped the Portland Trail Blazers turn into a dominant offensive team. This past year, he's really shown his effectiveness as a versatile defender, playing a 3, 4, and 5 in some lineups. Also, with Mo Harkless, a really good 3-and-D defender going down. With injuries this year, he stepped up and helped lead this team along with Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. He found a home here. He's on a team-friendly contract the next couple years. Farouq Aminu, consummate professional. And For the center position, frankly, this was the easiest choice for me, Steven Adams of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Adams, the Kiwi out of New Zealand at the University of Pittsburgh, he came into the league as a fresh-faced, wide-eyed rookie. However, you can look at that stash and that ponytail right now. He's definitely developed both physically and as a basketball player. Now, a 7-foot, 260-pound big man. He is a bruiser, one of the best screen setters in the league. No one wants to mess with him. He's a great team leader and will step up for any of his teammates. And frankly, that's why most people don't mess with this big guy. Stat-wise, he has put up his best year to date, 14 points, 9 rebounds with 63% shooting from the field. He's even improved his free throw percentage from into the 40s to about 56% this past year. Steven Adams is on a 4-year, $100 million contract, which is, yes, a lot of money. However, he has definitely more than lived up to that contract as the more or less the third wheel of the big three for this past year in Oklahoma City Thunder, with Melo pretty much sucking the whole year. But Steven Adams is a fantastic player. I'm looking forward to seeing him next year with possibly either Melo or Paul George gone, or both, depending on free agency upcoming these next couple weeks. But Steven Adams, love the player. It's a little bit dirty in some people's eyes, but in my opinion, he is a fantastic teammate and a hardworking player. All right, first video in the books. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and please like, subscribe, and also share this video to as many people as you can who might be interested. I love basketball and would love to share my knowledge about basketball to as many people as I can. So, new videos will be coming out about every 4 or 5 days. I'd love suggestions in the comments below. And until then, I'll see y'all next time. Lefty.